All right, Honor Stats, this is chapter 3.3, and it's dealing with one main concept, and it's called a box plot. A box plot is how the data is distributed about the median. Well, if the median is the middle data piece, then in the middle, you have 50% of the data above it and 50% below it once the data is placed in order. Then we break things into quartiles, which we're going to see in the last question. All right, a quartile deals with 25% of the data. So before I start, let me just give you an idea of a box and whisker. This is the lowest point in your data pieces called the minimum. This is the highest data piece in your data pieces. It is called the maximum. The median of all the data goes here in the box. It has a special name called Q2, which is quartile 2, but we call it a median. The data pieces above is called Q3. It's called quartile 3. And this guy right here is quartile 1.
Good morning.
So the pieces that I just gave you make up what we call a 5-number summary. The 5-number summary consists of the maximum value, quartile 3, the median, quartile 1, and the minimum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last problem I do today, we'll do one in its entirety. Our previous questions are going to be how to compare multiple box plots together. Okay. Now, a couple other things. We'll do this in green. From here to here, there is 25% of the data. From here to here, there is 25% of the data. From here to here, there's 25% of the data. And from here to here, there is 25% of the data. So between min and Q1 is 25%. Between Q1 and median, 25% of the data. We're talking numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, there's 12 pieces of data, 12 pieces of data, 12 and 12. So between median and Q3, 25% of the data. Between Q3 and max, 25% of the data. So my question to you is this, just for the heck of it. What percent of the data is from the max to Q1, everybody? 75% of the data. Good. Now comparison. I've always done my box and plots up and down. Sometimes they go left and right for comparison purposes. These are almost embarrassing in a sense, the questions they're asking you. The first question says, which film has the highest median? And this is all you're doing. Well, here's the median of film C, here's the median of film B, and here's the median of film A. Which one is the largest, everybody? Film A. It's that straightforward. Which film has the smallest range? The range, ladies and gentlemen, is the distance, I'll do this in red, it's the distance from the min to the max. So look at this distance here. Then look at the distance from here to here, and then look at the distance from here to here. And ladies and gentlemen, what film?
C.
Film C. This is a comparison of multiple box plots. Continuing. Ms. Nielsen's math class test scores her periods 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Question 1. Which period has the smallest interquartile range? Now, I should have talked about interquartile range prior, but in so many words of a box plot, Q3 is here and Q1 is here, and the interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So really, I'm looking for the smallest box. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can see it's right here, the distance between 85 and 95. And when they put numbers on, and I'm not going to have numbers on the quiz, usually they'll ask you the question, which period has the smallest interquartile range? And you guys will answer with what? Period 1. And then they'll say something like, what is it? And what is it, everybody? What's 95 minus 85? 10, okay? So that's always a possibility. But if I don't give you any numbers on it, there's nothing we can do, okay? Question 2 says, which period has the lowest test score average? Basically, in so many words, this is a vocabulary word, which is, which one has the lowest minimum? And guys, which one is the lowest minimum? Period 5. Phenomenal. And if they asked you what it was, just for the heck of it, it would be what? 25%. Very good. And now I wanted to make sure we understood the percentiles and the percentages, so I gave us these questions. Here are entree prices of 2 restaurants, the Red Brick Grill and Sophie's Cafe. Number 1 says, what percentage of Sophie's Cafe entree prices are between $5 and $6? So you look at $5 and $6 for Sophie. And a little bit ago, I told you about 25% and 50% and 70. What percentage is in Q1 to minimum? 25%. Done. What about what restaurant's entree prices are the most symmetric? So symmetric says this distance and this distances are the same, this distance and this distance are about the same. Same, 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 same. It is no doubt what? Sophie's.
Symmetric means you're trying to figure out if the actual whiskers are the same in the boxes.
Correct. So you have the same amount of data in each of those pieces.
Like quartiles, right?
Let me go with color. So these guys should be the same. Red and red should be the same. Blue and blue should be the same. Got it? So between Q1 and median and Q3, those should be the same, and each whisker should be the same. So because this whisker is so long, it's not as symmetrical as Sophie's Cafe. And finally, number 3, what percentage of the Red Brick Grill's entree prices are between $5 and $7? So we got to go to Red Brick, between 5 and 7. What percentage is in that box? 50%. Phenomenal. So we were able to answer some questions about the pieces themselves, the box of whiskers themselves. You know, what if I said for this one, what if I said, which restaurant has the highest median?
Sophie's Cafe.
Sophie's Cafe. Which restaurant has the highest priced entree? That's this guy here. Which guy has the lowest price entree? Red Brick. Exactly. And now this is the most important question. This, ladies and gentlemen, says, use the following data pieces to find a 5-number summary and then draw and completely label a box plot. So let's get these numbers first and put them in order. First thing you must do. So here we go. What is the smallest number? 3. Then we go to a, I see a 7. Then a 9 and a 9. A 9 and a 9. Then we have a 10 and a 13. A 10 and a 13. Following up with 14. It's okay. 14, and then we have that 16 you said. I don't see anything else in the ones, so let's go in the 20s. I have a 22 over here. Then we have a 24 to start there, 24. Do we have a, yes, we have a 25. No, 26, we have a 27. We have a 28, and then a 29, a 28, and a 29. We have a 30 and a 31, 30, 31. Then I see a 33, a couple of 38s, and I finish with a 44. So it's just taking your time and always double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There are 20 numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 numbers. Okay, always double check. Okay. Now, hit the 5-number summary first. What is the largest data piece? 44. The smallest data piece? 3. Now, I chose 20 because 20 is one of the hardest ones. The reason it's the hardest one is because every middle data piece will be a pair. Meaning this. We now must find the median of the data. If there are 20 data pieces, I'm going to chop off 9 in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 puts me here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 puts me here. So these two numbers that I'm boxing off are in the middle. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the average between 24 and 25? 24.5 is your median. Now, if there are an even number of data pieces, I'm going to put this line here. The 24 goes with the data pieces that are smaller, and the 25 goes with the data pieces that are larger. So therefore, if you put a line smack dead in the middle of 20 numbers, how many numbers are on each side of that green line? 10. So therefore, we have to chop off 4 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 puts me here. Count the 24. 1, 2, 3, 4 puts me here. So ladies and gentlemen, in order for me to get the quartile 1, I must take 10 plus 13 and get 23, divide by 2 and get 11.5. Using the same concept, 1, 2, 3, 4, put a line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, put a line here. Those two numbers give me my Q3, which is 30.5. Okay, so I bought 20 to me is the one that has the most work to it. Okay, why? Because you have to average everything. Is everyone okay with 5-number summary? Beautiful. Okay, so now we need to label our y-axis. All right, I didn't tell you what these were. I mean, it could be test scores, it could be any. So we'll put a little thing here so we all can label correctly. So we found a bunch of people obviously we did it random, and these are the number of books that they read over the summer, whatever. So this axis is going to be number of books. I see a minimum value of 3. I see a maximum value of 44. And I love when everything's in tens, at least with smaller numbers. So I'm going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Remember, these are the number of books that are read.
Does anything go on the backside?
If I told you, who they were, like if I said these are freshmen in college, then freshmen would go down here. Yep. Question was asked, does it matter if we do it horizontal or vertical? On the quiz itself, I made it vertical. All right. So, and some of the comparison ones are vertical. Some of the comparison ones I give you are horizontal, so it really doesn't matter. Now, obviously, if you want to label accordingly, let's say we did this again and there were sophomores, you'd put another box plot over here with sophomores and another with juniors and another with seniors, and then you would do what? Do your comparison, okay? Now let's do it completely. So I see a 3. The minimum is kind of like a line. The median at 24.5, about right here, is a longer. I should have started with a median. Let's do that. So I didn't start with the minimum. Let me erase that. I didn't start here. All right. I started with the median. I put a line. Then quartile 1 is like 11.5, which is about right here. Make that line as long as the median. And then the Q3 is 30.5, so it's about right here. And then that's what's going to form your box. Please label 30.5, 24.5, and 11.5. The minimum is going to be a little line which forms my whisker, 3. And the max is up here at 44, a little line, whisker, 44. I'll pinch it open nice and big so you guys can see. Maybe. There it goes. So it is your job to label the y-axis, number of books, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, depending on the numbers. The x-axis is whomever we're talking about, or whatever we're talking about. All right, you guys saw before in the other examples, the restaurants were your axes, right? And now 2 little subsidiary questions. Find the range, ladies and gentlemen. That is simply our maximum value minus our minimum value, which is 44 take away 3, or 41. And we have this thing called an IQR, which is the interquartile range, and it is Q3 take away Q1. Oh, I made it a subscript, Q1, which is 30.5 take away 11.5, which is 19. Now, I could go into detail at what the IQR is. It's mainly going to be used to find if we have any type of outlier, but for right now, we are just going to construct the box plot. So everything that we did here, this is all of chapter 3, or 3.3. There's nothing else more in chapter 3.3, okay? And then this thing right here that I'm doing is basically the exact same thing you need for the review for your quiz, okay? You need nothing else. There's 8 questions. They're all multiple choice. Like I'll give you data pieces and ask you to find the interquartile range, or ask you to find the 5-number summary, or ask you to draw the the box plot. Okay, so everything is going to be there for you. All right. All right. So this is 3, 3.